One of the most famous and bloodiest sports of all time happened right here in the oil sands capital of Canada, where fighters from all over, including our very own local fighters, compete for the title at the Casman Center in Fort McMurray. Sandy Boweman, owner of Boweman's Taekwondo, was one of the main organizers for this event in mid-September. Despite all the controversy of whether the fight was sanctioned, Boweman says they made sure they met legal standards and the night was a complete success.
Couldn't be happier. Honestly, I can't even, everything was so good. I mean, you go through your head in scenarios, different things that could go wrong. When you're planning an event like this, there's so much money in the line, so many people involved with it. You think of all the things that go wrong with it. And everything, I mean, it went off perfect.
4 fighters from Fort McMurray competed in the fight, including 24-year-old David Nippard, who was the first local to win.
Coming in the fight, I was actually a little bit nervous. The guy weighed in a lot more than me, so I was expecting him to weigh in and come in a little bit heavier than me. But after watching a couple of his buddies roll, we figured that they never had much ground game. And we drilled coming in, doing the push kick, punching off, and trying to tie him up and go down to the ground to work some jiu-jitsu. And didn't plan on going that fast, but everything lined up, everything worked.
Nippard has been training in mixed martial arts for the past 5 years. He says there was a lot of pressure before and during the fight.
At that point, I wanted to keep on going, but I didn't want him to get out, didn't want him to get up. I wanted to finish it so bad. I did not want to lose in front of this crowd.
Nippard set the bar high for the rest of our local fighters, which Steve Dubeck and Ben Jansen had no problem following. Dubeck defeated his opponent by a technical knockout in the first round, and Jansen also defeated his opponent by a technical knockout in the second. But it was an unfortunate end for Kenny Hamilton, who was the second local fighter to compete. Ringside physicians stopped Hamilton's fight after he acquired a cut to the eye in round 2. Hamilton says he wasn't too happy.
It's really mad. I went to Thailand for a bit, trained pretty hard, came back, trained with the boys pretty hard too, and get stopped for a cut. It sucks. It's a lot put in to have a cut stop your fight.
Scott Fisher was one of the ringside physicians who stopped the fight. Fisher says there's a lot of pressure to make sure everything goes smoothly.
There's pressure on everyone here, the fighters to perform, the judges to perform, the physicians to make the right call. You don't want to be the guy that, steps in there and, stops the fight early when the fighter feels like he could have continued. But the bottom line here, I think, is that we've got an emphasis on safety, especially given that this is a fledgling promotion. We want to show that, we're doing things for the safety of the fighters first and foremost. So we're always going to err on that side of caution.
In the end, all 4 fighters say they had a lot to prove to their opponents, the spectators, and the rest of the MMA world.
Nobody really realizes the level they're at. I mean, to bring these guys in here fighting guys from Aruba where they don't know where they're from, what they're doing, and you look at the guys, they were tough guys. The guys from Aruba were a tough bunch of guys. And we put them with our guys, that's 3 out of 4 wins there. And our sister gym with Pat Miltich out of Iowa, they won all 3 of their fights. So that brought us 6 out of 7, so can't complain at all in a fight card like that.
This is just the beginning for Prestige FC in Fort McMurray, as they are planning on having 3 to 4 fights a year. Melissa Candelaria, Shaw TV, Fort McMurray.